videos that you're making and the reason that you're making. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now, some people get confused when you're coming out saying one thing, but your videos are telling me another. You know what I mean? I mean, if you're gonna, everybody that makes Madden breakdown vids, or everybody that makes overall fundamental flaw videos on Madden, I think that as a community, everybody has to be on that same standpoint as to, is this video telling me that I need to save 65 or not? You know what I mean? And and that's the overall standpoint. That's how I feel.
I mean, I got a question, Apex. Like, do you think that we can have a community without any like type of guidelines to follow?
Nah, you gotta have some type of standard, some type. I've been saying this, and y'all been saying this. You gotta have some type of some guidelines or principles that you go by, because you have different people with different minds all over the country.
Right.
I mean,
the community is like they have basically like a similar or a common denominator that brought them together.
Exactly.
Exactly. And I want to say this though, but I'm not going to say that they intentionally tried to do this, but when they came out, the Sim Standard, when they came out in the review said, you can either buy the game, rent it, or they give you the options. It's like that kind of divided people, and it made nothing matters anymore.
Yeah, you're right.
See what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. It's like buy, rent. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Then, so does the standard matter?
Hey, it doesn't matter no more. If you like,
it doesn't
the game,
matter.
Right. If you
so
like
we're not a community. It went back to individuals. You could do what you do, or do what you want. Then we're not a community. If we're together, it should be like a common denominator. In the video, there was no common denominator.
Yeah.
It was just you have door A, B, C, and D.
You're right, Jay.
Peace.
Yeah. It wasn't. I didn't. That's not how I did it.
Right.
And I started it.
And you started it. It had to have. You the one, and that's why I asked you, because you're the one that started this whole so-called community on YouTube. And I'm thinking, in order to be a community, you have to have some type of common denominator to come together. And I was thinking was, being fed up with how EA was putting football in compartments.
Yeah.
And then if everybody's not fed up anymore, then there goes the community. We're just a group of individuals on YouTube talking.
There you go. And it's Girl Scout cookies.
Right.
Yeah.
You buy that game and shut up.
Right.
And if you buy that game, you play it for a weekend, and it goes on the shelf.
Right.
As far as Madden 13, you don't know how Madden 25 is going to come out. It may be the bomb, but I doubt it. Right. Because this space, and because of the stuff that Chili mostly brought out. Talking about, if the game has, how much disk space does Madden, how much, what's the file size of Madden MD? What is that?
File size of Madden on Xbox 360, and I'll put the link up in the description where you can find this out for yourself. Xbox 360 file size of Madden is 5.11 gigs, and on PlayStation it's 5.3. So as far as overall disk space in terms of how much the disk can hold, that's not very much. You know what I mean? So you got to look at that aspect as well, in terms of what they have to use and how much they and also prioritize. What are their priorities?
And then another part you was talking about, like in ProTac, the last time it was 5 gigs or over 5 gigs was with ProTac, right?
Yeah, with ProTac, it was actually over 6 gigs, I believe. It was 7. It was it was over 7 gigs with ProTac.
And then when they took it out, it went down a gig.
Yeah,
when they took out ProTac, because ProTac was garbage. Everybody knows that. So it was garbage. They took it back out. They had a gig to spare, and then they put back, put the gig back on, I guess, with the Infinity engine.
Right.
And that Infinity engine, I'm sorry, that does not capture. I am not excited. I played that in Best Buy, and that's not exciting. It's not. So if there is, I don't see that much impact deflection. I did a couple of snaps in Best Buy, and dudes just colliding with each other and falling in the phone booth.
Yeah, there's no weight.
So, and it's like, so if that's what we're supposed to be happy about, that goes back to the point 5, a customer service ethics, like, and also part to the point 2 about should we care about the plight of the EA dev gods, quote unquote, small g,
Right.
dev gods, the lofty dev god, small g. So, I mean, come on,
Right.
and this goes to my final point, and to end this off right here, that I wanted to talk about. Like, you don't want to villainize nobody, man. Dudes, like, there's a disagreement, or people have different positions in a debate or argument or whatever you want to call it. Dudes are still humans, man. Like, that's the part I don't like what they do to everybody. What they did to J Music, and what they did to Smitty, Sim F Ball Critic, I mean, all of that stuff. Everybody's receiving mad hate. It's not just one way. They hating on J Music. Personally, or YouTube channel personal. They hating on Smitty personally. Now, whether dudes did right or wrong, that's for you guys to decide. Whatever. I mean, we spoke on that, so you can go back in the video and check it. But dudes are still human beings, man. You can't do it. The Lord made them. God made these people. These people some of these people got families, and they're human beings, man. I don't like when people is sitting here going like, yo, your mother, type stuff going on. like back in the day, that was fighting words. Your mother, like, yo, that's horrible, yo. Like, come on, yo. I mean, I ain't never did that, yo. I never did that. I mean, I got into it, a little things with here, verses here and there, and all of that, but it was still based off of an argument,
Right.
Or the common denominator that brought y'all together.
Or the common denominator that brought dudes together, being true to what you started out with.
Right.
So they may have hated on Jay. They call Jay the troll, to this, to that, and he's uncivilized, and he's not going to see the other point of the argument. When it comes to a debate, first off, if you're going to have a debate, you're supposed to acknowledge the person's comments or questions or statements in your counter argument.
Right.
You're not just supposed to ignore what the heck the last person just said.
Right.
It's mindless, like dogs barking at each other if you don't have it like that, yo.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you guys think about that?
It's like we have to get back to what brought everybody here, man. At the end of the day, if we don't get back to that, then sure enough, the community is dead. Whether
you know what, yo, it'll be on a real community. In my opinion, it needs to die. In my opinion, because it's like it's not what it was in the beginning. I don't think it's pure anymore.
Right.
I think.
Pure, yeah.
I think that it's become, well, my arguing, I'm going to beat you. It's become competitive.
Right.
I mean, when I was doing it, it became competitive at times, but it always returned to some type of normalcy. It always regulated itself out.
Right.
And it got back to, whatever, like, you want to be like the Mass Effect community or the other communities that actually have more input as far as hobbies, like a hobby community. But these are not jobs. Nobody's getting paid for this, man.
Right. Yeah.
And this is not a professional thing. The EA Dev Gods, it's professional with them. I don't know how much money they're making, but the EA Dev Gods, small G, they get money.
Right.
I don't know how much the game changers are making. So it's like, I mean, does it boil down to pimps and hoes? But even if that's the point, I'm gonna get back to them. I'm sorry. They're human beings, man. They're human beings, man. They're human beings. Jay, you a human, yo. You're a man. You're not some troll. You're something that God has made. Jesus Christ has made, yo. You're a human being. Talk about his argument. Don't disregard his argument and say, oh, he's a troll, and then don't cover his points.
Right.
And that's the same thing with the Sim Standard. Don't disregard their points. I mean, one of the things that the Sim Standard, Smitty always says, is, you cannot neglect the process or the steps that they have and where they're at and how far they've grown. Now, I may disagree with that by saying that stuff is mandatory, but yo, that's a man that's saying that, yo. So you gotta respect him.
Right.
And to respect that. Now, you disagree with the point. You don't get it personal. You don't start talking about his mother and
name calling.
Yeah, name calling, yo. You don't do that, yo. I mean, what's your thoughts on that, MD?
Going back to saying that, you know, the community's dead or whatever the situation may be, my whole goal with doing the round table and some of the other projects I got going on is to try to excuse me, get the community back on the same page, but at the same time get the different viewpoints that's out on the table. If we don't do that, like I said, it's just a bunch of people bickering and
Barking.
arguing on their own video. That's easy to do.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? That's the most easiest way to go about it. But if we can get everybody on the same page in terms of what we want, and as far as simulation, in terms of what we want, if you have a different viewpoint on how to get there, that's fine. Get it out on the table. Let everybody know what's going on, and let's get back to the common denominator, which was getting the best simulation football game possible. Like
I just caught me a vision. Like, you ever been inside of a dog kennel? And dogs are just barking everywhere, like, arr! This is like the Sim community dog kennel.
Yeah.
Like, these dudes just barking and everything, going crazy, yo.
Yeah, and that's basically all it is. When we come out with different topics on whatever the situation may be, and you know, like I say, it becomes a competition on who can make the better video, you know, or who can make the better point.
Who can make somebody look stupid?
Yeah,
but you know what though? When the Sim standard came together, that was kind of supposed to end all of that.
Yeah.
Because the Sim standard was supposed to be this, you know, hub for the community.
You're right, Jay.
So
when Jay makes points, man, he makes points, man. Go ahead, Jay. I'm sorry.
But there wouldn't have been, there shouldn't be, because when the Sim standard first started, there was no back and forth with other channels and, you know, other, you know, channels in the community going back and forth on points. Our points were directly at EA Sports.
Yeah.
We were going at EA Sports.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, and something changed, which, in my opinion, it was the fact that, you know, them stating, you know, you can either buy the game or rent it. It kind of just put everybody separate. And it's like every man for themselves.
Yeah.
You know?
Like
everybody's individuals. Now, I'm not saying that the Sim Standard intentionally, you know, did this. I'm just saying that that was their action, and I believe that action caused this outcome.
Yeah. And like I
So,
said,
when the smoke clears.
At the end of the day,
Right.
no matter what, everybody's going to have a different viewpoint.
Exactly.
Everybody's going to have a different viewpoint. You know what I'm saying? But as long as the goal is common for everybody, there shouldn't be a problem. Like that, you know.
There shouldn't be no
And
problem.
it should be a standard or a guideline, like Jay was saying.
Yeah, it has to be, yo. Like, without no guidelines, there's no community, yo. We're like a society. It just
The dog kennel.
right. It's just
It's the Sim community dog kennel.
or it's the Wild Wild West, or like Tarzan days, or just every man for themselves, yo.
No rules, no order, man.
Yeah, no rules.
no
Like
order.
with no rules, you know, they didn't have no street lights. Everybody just be driving. You know what I'm saying? Crazy, yo. If there was no stop signs, everybody just be driving, yo. You have to have some type of, you know, rules. And I think, I don't know, man. I don't know who established the rules, you know. I mean, Apex, you could kind of speak on that because you started it all, but.
Yeah, hey, I said it, yo. Like, you supposed to have football fundamentals and all of that stuff back then when I was making those videos. So, and being that other people, you know, they took that mantle, you know, by any means, whether they did it one way or another, they took the mantle. So, shouldn't that still be the same thing? I mean, what are you going to lose if you let those things be, if those still, you know, what are you going to lose having those guidelines and rules that I set in place still functioning? You're not going to lose anything. you're still going to get a quality game.
But it depends on, I mean, what do you mean? Personally, you could lose something if you're trying to accomplish something. Personally.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if like I said, when EA reached out, everything changed. Because now
everything changed.
It has to change. I mean, regardless of or whatever, it has to change.
Mm-hmm.
Because now it's like, you know, I mean,
you put it like this: you cannot make a video saying save 65 and then go back to the EA headquarters the next day. Yeah, everything gonna be cool. Everything gonna be cool with them. You know what I'm saying? That's not gonna happen. They're gonna be like, save 65.
Oh, here are your papers.
You going against protocol right now.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, at the end of the day, but see, that's where you still got to be sympathetic, man. You got to be sympathetic in some type of way, because now this is an opportunity, and you can never knock anybody for taking an opportunity, yo. You can never say.
And but if you look at the situation, like you said, the ambassador, it's up to us to be that conduit in which they speak. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's just like if you were a real U.S. ambassador and you was in Iraq, you're not gonna go in there and say, "Yo, you know, we about to tear this place down." You know what I'm saying? Or yo, we about to get at you. You know,
yeah.
You know they gonna shoot you down where you stand. You know what I mean? I mean that's straight up. We have to be that voice, and I think that's where it got lost there, yo. Some way or another, we got to be that voice in which we can speak for these, you know what I'm saying, for these people that's going to EA.
You're right, man. Hey, yo, we're gonna end the video here. How long is this video?
Yeah, it's long, man. Anybody got any thoughts, man? And then we're gonna wrap it up.
I just want to say, yo, may the Lord Jesus Christ bless all y'all on a real. I want to end this off with a blessing. I want to put the blessing out there that Jesus Christ died for your sins, and all you have to do to receive that is to believe and follow Jesus Christ and to trust Jesus Christ with all your heart. Believe on it. I'm gonna put that blessing on the top of this, a cherry on top, and that's how I want to end it off, man. Believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, man, because we're in the end times. The new pope is about to get elected. You know, this is real life stuff. Bump all that man stuff, man. Bump that when dudes coming at your door when they got tanks in the street and they trying to check and see if you got the chip or not. We're gonna be seeing if man go down, or what's going to happen when the economy collapses and there's no more electricity. You can't play Mad no more. Right. So that's just reality. And most of the time I be on with Jay and MD, that's what we talk about. You know what I'm trying to say? So I want people to understand that we got to keep reality. You don't want to be like reality has left the building. You don't want that. Reality has now left the building. Now we get caught up in some strange Madden universe, black hole. Dudes is just sucked up in some type of cyber singularity or something like that, man. You don't want that, yo. You want to have reality based, and we talking about these things. Yeah, these been hobbies, mad nostalgia going on, man. You need Jesus Christ, period. And that's how I want to end it off. And I'm sorry for, I had to, it was bursting in me. I had to let it out, you know.
Do your thing, man. Do your thing.
Yeah. So, and please don't, MD, don't edit that out, man.
I got you, man.
All right?
I got you, man.
All right, man. Come on.
All right, man. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. Hey, man, we're going to end the video with that, man. Like I said, MD, J Music, Apex, man. CM Headline with CM Heads United, man. Special roundtable. Put your U's up, man. Check in with me, man.
Peace.
CM Heads United. CM Heads United.